All right, so you do have a test coming up on Monday. Yes, I know nobody likes Monday tests, but you also don't like Friday tests. You probably also don't like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday tests. So we are going to have a test on Monday. Just to clear up what's going to be on the test. We had a quiz last Friday. It looked like this. That was on ESRT pages 8 and 9. You had a quiz, what was it, Wednesday? It looked like this. This was the one that was relative dating, which one, how old things are compared to the rocks around it. How do you know if the intrusion is older or younger? What happened first, the fault or the rock layers? All that stuff is on it. So you have two quizzes that are great examples. What we didn't have a quiz on, which maybe I should still give you another quiz, but I'm not going to, was the radioactive dating stuff. So the three things that you should have learned this chapter were using the reference table, doing the relative ages, and then doing the half-life stuff. So since we didn't have a quiz on half-life, hopefully you actually took the time to do this homework last night.
Sure did.
And hopefully it would help you.
I even did it in the car.
You even did it in the car. Hopefully you were not driving. Good. All right. With this, I did mention yesterday that when I do these assignments, when I make answer keys, I put on the top of my paper, and here's my answer key. I put one of those on the top of my answer key. So that when I'm doing this, I just have to glance up and remember that no matter what element it is, it will always decay in the same pattern. Goes from 100 to 50 to 25 to 12.5. Yeah. I am. I am absolutely a visual learner. I know you guys learn, and I mentioned this when we first did it. I know you did half-life with a formula, and I know you can probably apply the formula to this. I don't like it. I like pictures. It goes right along with how I like crossing off wrong answers, how I like to label things before I even start the question. What?
You turn like the red arrow, will the temperature go up with it, like on the thing?
We'll try that when we're done here.
Is there such thing as learning by taste?
I'm sure there is, but I was never taught that in teaching school. Moving on, question number 1. When you read it, it wants to know what the total amount of it's gone through. You determine, I'm sorry, let's actually read the question. Carbon 14 has determined that the fossil is 5.7 times 10 to the 3rd years old. Why does that number sound familiar?
That it's carbon.
Yeah, it is carbon 14's half-life. So if it's 5.7 times 10 to the 3rd years old, you know it's gone through how many half-lives? 1 half-life. After 1 half-life, it means it's been cut in half once. So that's the 50-50. So remember, if you are using these circles, remember the first one is 0 half-lives. This one is 1 half-life. This is 2 half-lives, and this is 3 half-lives. You count, really you're counting the arrows, not the circles when counting the half-lives.
Do you suggest using the circle?
I love the circles. Like I said, I put them there every single time just to remind myself I go from 100 to 50 to 12 to 25 to 12. Sorry. The other thing you could do if you don't like the circles, if you're more of a number person than a picture person, you can just jot down, just remember this. It goes, that's your percentages. And it's not hard numbers. You don't have to write it down, but I like to only think about things once. I don't like to do lots of thinking. Just like I think most people, there are not many people who be like, I hope we think a lot today. There's not many people like that.
It's not carbs, that's why I think more.
Oh, no, that should probably work the other way, but we're not gonna get into that. Are you taking diet and disease?
I'm going to.
You should. Yeah. I'm not, don't exactly know, but let's keep going here.
That's not just right.
Here, focus. Shh.
Right, it's carbs.
Hey, it's both. Can have Gluten is an element, is a compound that is found in wheat. Let's keep going. I know you guys are just, hey, chat, Chat. chat. You gotta get with me here.
Yeah, what's?
Let's talk when we get done with earth science. I don't want to waste everybody else's time. So look, notice here, this is why this comes in handy to have this at the top of the paper. We know a sample of wood contains 25%. That's this picture or that number. What's the age of the wood sample? And it was carbon 14. So if it has 25% left, how many half-lives has it gone through? 2. There's 1 half-life, cut it to 50. 2 half-lives cuts it to 25. So I know it's gone through 2 half-lives. How long do 2 half-lives of carbon 14 take?
Number 3.
It is answer 3. So you could have either multiplied 5,700 by 2 or just added 5,700 plus 5,700. Either one of them give you 11,400. Here's a graph of carbon 14. They want to know what nitrogen 14 is going to do over the same period of time. So remember that carbon 14 turns into nitrogen 14. So when we have 100% carbon, we'll have 0% nitrogen. So these 2 answers are not right. And then you just want the one that kind of matches up, just opposite. So this one goes and curves. This one actually touches 100%. This one doesn't. Will there ever be 100% nitrogen? 14. Nope. Just like there'll never be 0% carbon, there'll never be 0% nitrogen. Over here, how do you figure it out the age? What you do is you answer number 1, compare the amount of decayed and undecayed. 2, we find out a fossil. We know it's around 10,000 to 25,000 years old. We don't know exactly how, so we want to use radioactive dating. Which one of these elements would be good for dating something that's around 10 to 25,000 years old? We look here. Which one of these would have a half-life that would help us figure out how old something was that was around 10 to 25,000 years old? Which one should we use? Guys, I'm looking for the answer for number 5.
Carbon.
Why carbon? It's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carbon 14 has a half-life of 5,700 years. Uridium has a half-life of 49 billion. So if something was only 25,000 years old, how many half-lives would it have gone through if it had a half-life of 49 billion? No, the opposite.
Oh,
Because it takes 49 billion years to get to 50%.
I think it's that one.
Yeah, it's not even remotely close to 1. It's 0.0000 something. When you have a really long half-life, it takes a really long time for those bites like we took in the Twizzler to happen. Again, it's not actual bites. I'm just comparing. So for young things, and I am putting young in quotes here, young things under 100 million years, you can only use carbon 14. Old things, you have to pick something else. And now this graph should look surprisingly similar to these graphs. Remember that every radioactive element decays the same way. The only thing here, what was wrong with this answer? The graph looks the same. They're labeled wrong. It's going to be the uranium going up. Sorry, it's going to be the uranium going down, not up like this one, and the lead going up. One thing I would recommend, so some people are like, I know I should study, but how do I study? You've got 5 more questions on the back here. If you want to do these, I have posted the answers to Teams. So if you want to do them, you can check your work. Speaking of, I don't think the next page, I'm thinking you probably did really well on this because it has been reviewed. So set 1 for number 1. The answer is 2. The Precambrian takes up a huge amount of time compared to everything else. If I know this is from the slurry and then that's from the Carboniferous, the only one that fits in between those is Devonian, answer 3, but those numbers were switched. So if you put 2 but meant Devonian, that makes sense. I don't know why it goes 1, 3, 2, 4. Stole that from a book. I did not write that. No, that is not a trick the Regents would do.
Yeah, that's an easy.
Yeah, this is literally just a typo. They won't. This guy's letter M. Don't forget to use the,
Index.
yep, the index fossils. So M, so there he is, M. M is on the Eurypterids line. Don't forget these lines exist. So that's answer 4. For number 4, the answer is 3. Cloophysius would be the only one found in rocks that were from the Triassic. Here we got number 4. Trilobites would have only been around during the Cambrian period. This thing, I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's letter N, and that's available during the Devonian period. The last mountain building, or the most recent, would have been the Alleghenian, answer 4. The initial opening of the present-day Atlantic Ocean, that's during the Triassic period, which is during the Mesozoic era. Yeah, era. Again, just like for the other page, I did put the answers to the back on Teams. So if you do want to do some more practice problems for the test, you are more than welcome to. That's pretty good. Now, one other thing that I usually do before tests is we make a review sheet. But I know you guys were going to lose patience with me if I made you make one. So I made a review sheet for you. One thing I will say though, is I did make 3 mistakes and I whited out the mistakes once I caught them. But then my big mistake was not going back and filling them in. So if you could not put this away, there's 3 things we just need to add to it. Yeah, I just know 3 words, literally, like not even boxes. I just thought it looked messy with the cross off, so I erased it, but then forgot to go add it back. So remember, the quiz is going to be on or the test. Quiz is going to be, oh, I said it again. The test will be on half-length. So I started the 3 boxes off. Actually, there's 4 boxes here. Okay, I'll give him mine once I give it back. Here's where I did the first whiteout. So remember, carbon-14 is an example of a radioactive isotope. Add the word isotope. Isotope, yeah. So the radioactive isotopes turn into the stable decay product, just like carbon-14 turns into nitrogen-14. Then I just reminded you of the difference between absolute and relative time. Talked about that you got to know how to use pages 8 and 9 of your reference table. You do need to know the 3 things that an index fossil has to be. Just to remind you that rock layers, which are called strata, the oldest is always on the bottom. A fault, which is a break, is caused by plate tectonics. Principle of original horizontality, they're always horizontal and tilted after. Unconformity is a gap in the geological record. Here is one place I made one of my whiteout mistakes. So contact metamorphism changes the rocks into metamorphic rocks. Use ESRT page 7 to figure out which rock. Did you add that? And the last mistake I made here, remember, if we have the rock shale, we know that it was made out of clay. Remember that clay always gets deposited in deep water, whereas conglomerate's made out of large sediments and it's always deposited in shallow water. So that would be the review sheet that I would make sure you look over. I would do some practice problems. Another thing you could do is look at those quizzes and see if you can cover up the answers and answer them again correctly. So the quiz is, or the test is Monday. In the meantime, grab your, either your mobile device or a computer, whichever floats your boat, and we are gonna play some Kahoot.
I'm afraid they're definitely have the knowledge.
Oh, shoot, I never pulled it up. Give me 1 second. I thought I had it all set. You will need your reference table, by the way.
We need a reference symbol? Yeah. But you should be broken. What's that? You should be broken. I got my money.
Guys, whatever you're doing, stop.
No money, no problem. I think that. No problem.
All right, log in, please.
Yeah, it is, bro. More tax. Yeah. First one in, let's go. Yeah, what is my threat? What is my threat, chat? Yeah, the script goes hard.
Okay, let's.
Wait,
You
chat,
cannot use
chat.
my computer. I'm using my computer to stream the game.
Yeah, I mean, my. Wait, can I see?
Sure.
No, you can't.
Gonna make a power team here.
Yo, chat, that's fine the first one in chat.
Guys, use your reference table.
We have to use our room called teaming.
Please.
Yes. Oh, you're already on your team. You're on your own team. We're on a team now. Let's teach team. Nah, we're teaming. All day, son.
Drake, don't let him push the buttons.
Huh?
Don't let him push the buttons.
Huh?
Good.
I'll push the buttons.
No.
How do we share a team?
You help Drake answer the questions.
I'll push the buttons.
No,
Yeah.
maybe grab your own phone and yeah, use your own phone. You're still logged in. Just sit next to Drake while you're doing it. No, grab your own reference table. Dude. It's like your first day. Oh boy, sorry, Drake. All right, is everyone logged in? Who's okay?
He has a private screen. I can't see anything.
Okay, so just use your own screen then, dude. You're still logged in. You're some cool guy with headphones on.
Chat. What's good, chat?
Please. We're waiting for Sam.
But I'm.
You in, Sam? Yep. Oh, and Alex. Now is everybody in? Landon, you in? Yep. You guys in? I got Allison, Brooklyn. I'm going unless anybody says I'm not, they're not in. All right, hopefully the pictures show up on your screens. Which of the following is the largest division in geological time? Do not just click answers. Check your reference table.
This phone's gonna die. We gotta use mine.
How convenient.
Yeah, I said it.
Guys,
That's right.
okay, so remember eons.
Lock in.
Eons are broken up into eras, then eras are broken up into periods, periods are broken up into epochs.
Maybe I'm the alpha in this pack. I don't know.
Are ya?
Yeah.
So an era is not the biggest. It is part of the eon. So that's why that one's wrong.
I'm the alpha. I'm the sixth.
No, you're not, dude.
one.
We never really talked about this, but I bet you can figure it out. Which part of the animal is preserved in a fossil?
Usually it's soft.
Yeah, right? Like the eyes
Right.
probably.
Yeah,
Saline.
actually, the answer's purple. Actually, it's the organs.
Oh, all of those sound good.
Guys, chat, it's green. What are you guys talking about?
Literally not. Colorblind.
Any answer except green, right?
Yep.
Who's not answering? Oh, is that you, Drake, with your,
Probably.
all right, good. That's why I never taught it to you. I assumed you knew that.
Who's A plus? Are we allowed to?
Which New York State fossil is found in the same geological period as, I think you need to see the picture for this. So hopefully we can say this thing right here. The same geological era is this thing right here.
This one.
Okay, answer it.
Wait, it's Indian Jurassic, so.
Which one of those index fossils is found in the same geological period as this thing that begins with the letter M? It's not on your reference table, it's right here. This one is at least.
Third question. Yeah. Mine's first.
I don't know.
Well,
It should have been letter L, which was the dinosaur. So this thing, this meek whatever is from the Triassic. When you look on your reference table, the only index fossil that is from the Triassic is letter L, which is the dinosaur. Yeah, Cloophysius, I think. I don't know. That's at least how I pronounce it. I have no idea if it's right. When radioactive isotopes break into other elements, the process is called. Read this carefully. What?
they're teaming.
You're teaming too.
All times.
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
It is called radioactive decay. Radioactive dating is not quite it.
Dating? That ain't.
Fossils of which type of animal would most likely be found in the surface rock of the Catskills? Hint, you need the map of New York State to do this question first. Oh, great. Print it up and you can get extra credit. Don't tell anybody else. They might steal it from you.
I'm seeing Brad. I'm seeing Brad.
Oh, yeah, is it very similar?
Yeah. I don't know where cats go.
Hint, use page 2.
Yeah.
No, you're not. Now you are.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah, the answer to the question. You might be a lot. Don't say any word. I won't find out for myself.
It worked. I said it because it was mentioned right.
Oh, no. All right, let's go
I
through
was
this
gonna say
one.
that too. I swear it was.
So to get the, first you had to figure out where the Catskills are. That's on page 2 of your reference table. The Catskills are in this section right here where the Earth, or where New York State just starts to go on this diagonal. Not down here where it's like already been on a diagonal. The Catskills are right here. I get that from right here on page 2. So as I can see right here, they're the polka dots. They're from the Devonian. So then you have to go to step 2. You have to go see, here's the Devonian. Which one of these could be found during the Devonian? It's in this section. Mammals are way up there. That's not it. Birds are way, way up there. That's not it. Reptiles, do they have their own line? Reptiles do not have their own line, but you can see they're here somewhere. Earliest reptiles are right there, which is during the Carboniferous Mississippian time. So the Devonian, could there have been brachiopods? Absolutely. That line was there during the Devonian. So you did have to do quite a bit of work. If you notice, I gave you like 2 minutes to do that question. Sometimes questions take multiple page turns and some time to do. Don't rush through them. Take your time. If it seems like it's taking you too long, it's probably not. You probably just need to put in the effort. Don't rush.
I don't like this.
All right, question 6. What is the relative age of the fault? So where is
What
the,
does relative age mean?
right, there's the fault right there. I want to know which one it's younger than, which one it's older than. So this might, here, I'll blow it up. This might help.
That's the fault,
Alright.
so, it's gonna be, what's older than it is.
To figure out what it's older than, or what's older than it, look to see what rocks it broke.
That one. So, younger than that one. What is that, what is that right there? Yeah, yeah. No, not that. That's what it's saying, yeah, I know, 8, yeah. Or.
Ooh, that was a lot. Let's go through this.
What was?
Yep. So, here's the fault. Here's the fault. It is younger. The only thing the fault is younger than is the only rock it broke. So the fault is younger than layer H. Hopefully that is part of one of the other. So younger than rock unit H. Younger than F is not it. Younger than F is not it. Younger than G. It is older than all of those. So the fault is younger than H, but it's older than G because it didn't break G. It didn't break F. And I think the other one, I don't remember what the other one is. It might have been E. It didn't break those. So it's older than everything else except for the one it broke.
Yo, AR is just so weird. It's actually A++, right?
These organisms lived for a relatively brief period of time over a large area.
Class. Yo, Remy.
Are you the alpha?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
And signal too. You sure about this, guy? What's that, you teaming? You're teaming too. You're teaming and you listening. I'm not teaming. You're also moving.
OMG.
Yeah,
OMG, just answer the questions.
we're doing flat too.
It's
No, we're
actually,
not.
it's actually.
We're better, whatever it takes.
Oh
to
my
win.
God. OMG. Stop talking. Whew, good. Those are index
Oh,
fossils.
what happened? You're not on the leaderboard anymore. Oh. Oh, no.
Which rock unit was formed most recently?
Fine. Dude, no one cares, right?
Dude, I'd really like you to be quiet.
Oh, my God.
No, we're good. Trust.
So
No, we're good.
there's only a few choices. A, M, L, and F. It is A. L, if you look, L is, and it is older, or it is newer than some. It is newer than M. It is newer than K. It is newer than J. It is newer than I. Why do I know that? Because it has contact metamorphism on all those rocks. So, what is that? L has whiskers on M, K, J, and I. Right. If it has whiskers on it, then it's younger than those rocks that have the whiskers. But notice there's no whiskers here at the top. So that means it's older than F. So if it's older than F, it's also older than E, D, C, B, and A. Okay, good.
You got it right. All right. Yeah.
The principle of superposition states that the rock layers are arranged
So Crap.
It is oldest rocks on the bottom, not youngest, oldest.
We definitely got that right.
I hope so.
#.
How many? Oh, this one is tricky. How many more boxes should be decayed after the second half-life? So this one says this is what it looks like after the first. So I want to know how many more should be shaded after the second.
Wait, you sold it was 12. I swear it was 12.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right now there are 12 and 12.
Oh my God. this last one, I don't-
So this is exactly what the regents will be asking you about half-life. So they're saying you have these 24 boxes to start with. After one half-life, 12 are white, 12 are black. What color did they all start as, by the way? They all started at white because they were undecayed. So after one half-life, half of them decayed into the black one. So it went from 24 to 12. Pay attention. What would the next half-life? How many? 6 more need to be shaded. We'd lose 6 white and turn them into 6 black. That is classic. If you take your time to think about it, it's not difficult. Which one is the best indicator of an area's environment, conditions, and climate? How do you know what it used to be like somewhere? It is purple.
Yeah, I can.
I do know the answer. It's red.
So if you were to take a region, right?
Mhm.
Do you think you would like ace it?
The earth science regents, if I read carefully, I would. I will tell you,
I'll get a high grade.
I don't always get hundreds because I rush through, but Mr. Megan and I always do take it. And as long as you're reading carefully, you can get 100, but even myself, I've definitely not gotten 100 because it's always because they trick me with their wording. So remember with this, I mentioned, if there's a fish fossil, what do you know used to be there? Water. If there's a polar bear fossil, what do you think it used to be there? Ice. It used to be cold. If there's a scorpion fossil, what do you know? Desert, and it was hot. So fossils tell you the area's ancient environmental conditions and climates. So whether it was hot or cold, based on the type of animal that was living there, or whether it was water or land based on the type of fossils you find.
Let me talk, chat. Let me talk. Oh, what happened, guys? Found the leaderboard in.
Which statement correctly describes the relative rock age or the relative ages of rocks A and C? Oh, this is Drake. Yeah, this one's for you, Drake.
A is older actually because the intrusion.
Just looking at A and C, nothing else. Okay. So let's go through this.
You're not.
Guy, how do we know that A is younger than C? Because of the whiskers, the contact metamorphism. C had to be there for A to touch and burn it. So C was hanging out, being old, and A butted its way in and burned it. A is kind of a jerk. Where am I going? Got a few more minutes. Let's keep going. Erosion is a major cause of the missing rock layers known as That is an unconformity.
So what happened? What happened, Ronnie? That was the easiest one.
We never talked about volcanic ash in class, but we talked about it in lab. When volcanoes sometimes explode, they don't explode with lava. Sometimes they explode with ashes, just like ashes from your fireplace or from a fire pit. They're really fine layers that can blow around quite a bit. And what happens is they're deposited in large areas over a short period of time. You can literally dig up and see a very thin layer of what would have been ashes, and it works like an index fossil.
I'm super bright.
Next. How does a geologist know that rock layers are undisturbed? What does undisturbed mean? Not touched, not messed with, not changed.
You click on blue.
Yeah, that's probably a good choice. Remember, principle of original horizontality states that they're originally deposited
How much?
horizontally and are moved afterwards.
I'm the alpha.
You're not, dude.
I'm carrying my team right now.
Ooh, this is a good one. In which type of rocks are most fossils preserved?
Yo, stop.
Yes, it is sedimentary.
Yo, look, it's Alex R. And you're not even on the board. Where are you?
During which geological period did a major orogeny form the Taconic Mountains? That would be in your reference table.
You're not even alpha. What's that? You're not alpha. You're not even on the board.
Perfect. All right, that was from your reference table. Guys, I do think you should study a little bit more this weekend. Nice work. I couldn't have done it. You can get a congratulations, Trent, Landon, and Alex R, and Olivia, and A+R. Nice work, everyone. But what?
What's your joke?
He